Hello, Chris Brown with ControlNET here. In this video, I'll be covering how to set your schedules. Now, schedules are great because they allow you to easily program automatic occupancy times. So this ensures that people are comfortable when the areas are occupied, but it also saves energy by turning off equipment during unoccupied times. So let's get started. So go ahead and look at the top of your screen at the navigational banner, and you will see this icon here. And that is a link to the building schedule page. We'll go ahead and click on that, and that takes us to our building schedules page. Let's go over the parts of this page real quick before we continue. Right here is an individual schedule, and this one happens to cover all the HVAC for this building. And here is today's occupancy time. So it is going from 7 till 8 today. And this little LED looking indicator here tells me whether it's occupied currently or not. So as we can see at the time of this video, the time that I'm recording falls within this time range here, and you can see it's lit up. This one is not scheduled for today, so we can see that that's darkened there, so it's not occupied. Same thing with these parking lot lights here. Let's go ahead and take a look down the page. As you can see, there's a special events area that lists all the special events, and a calendar events area that lists the calendar events. Now these are blank right now. We'll explore more with these later, but I just want to give you a general layout of the page. Let's go back up, and now we can jump right into adjusting one of our schedules. You can go to the more detailed view either by clicking on the header bar here or on the current day summary here. So here we are, we're at the weekly view of one of our schedules, and as you can see, there's nothing scheduled. So we're working with a clean slate here. First thing we're going to do is add an event. So go ahead and click on add event to one of your days, and it indicates that I am changing Monday, which is nice. So we're going to go ahead and change the start time to 7 a.m. and the finish time to 6. Now make sure you change the PM because it will cause an error if you try to schedule it to end at a time before it starts. So we're going to go ahead and hit PM. And here's where you can select whether you, during this time slot, do you want to make this occupied or unoccupied. Most of the time when we're dealing with schedules, we're going to schedule things to be occupied. There may be some instances where you'd want to change that to unoccupied, but for consistency and normal use, we just use occupied. So once that's done, you go ahead and hit add, and as you can see, it shows up on the scheduler view as a filled in schedule block. So what we're doing here is we're setting up our weekly regular schedule. So whatever your schedule is, typically from Sunday to Saturday, this is where you're going to want to set everything up. And then it just every week it's going to repeat the same schedule over and over again. So we'll go ahead and finish up here and add more events. One thing you might want to do is maybe you've got a time where you've got an unoccupied in between two occupied times. You can also set up numerous times in which you have occupancy. So let's say from 6 to 8, this area is occupied. And then later on, from 3 to 5, it's occupied again. That way you can keep the area unoccupied in between. Yeah, you can set up several events during a day that you want that's a regular occurrence here as well. Also, let's say, as you can see, sometimes you might have different days of the week, different occupancies, but for this one, I didn't have it right. So we're going to go ahead and change that from 6 to 5, like my others, and say modify, and there we go. It's all set. I'll go ahead and just add this one. 6 to 5. we're all set here. So if we go back, you can see today is Thursday, that oddball one that I set with the 2 separate occupancy times. During the time of this video, this area is unscheduled, so the LED is off and it's showing me what's going to happen today.